And welcome back to yet another review by Zombill. This one here, folks, is something I've been waiting on for a long time. I can't even remember when this mod was first brought out, introduced, but I'm telling you what, when I first seen this, I was stoked. I was heavily stoked. Now, this isn't anything that was sent to me free of charge. No, I paid for this. And for those resellers and wholesalers out there that want to get this particular mod, you can go along to Wingstech. I'll have information right here about them, and I'll also have contact information up over here. The review is on the K103. Now the K103 in essence is a bottom coil Clearomizer hybrid mechanical mod. Okay? So this is what it is, and we're gonna have a quick toot, and we're gonna go to the table because we're gonna look at it up close and take it apart, look at it bit by bit, talk about it. Then we're going to come back and vape on it some more. So let's have a quick vape on it. Okay, so here it is, the K103. Now this is made by Kamry. Kamry originally made this, and it says the weirdest thing on the box. It says, nice design with simple lines. You will have metal feeling. Chinese folk, a little bit strange on their translations. I think what they mean is that you will have a beautiful vape. Now, of course, there's a warning on this here, and there's not really much else to the box, so let's open it up. And there it is. There's the K103 in all its glory. So what you get with the K103 is you get a little bitty guidebook. Not very much details on this in the guidebook, so you know. And you get two 18-350 ICRs. Plus you also get a safety fuse, which you have to use the safety fuse with this mod. I'll explain why here in a minute. You get a battery charger that plugs into an AC outlet. And you get a little inspector card here. It says mint, electronic cigarettes, or certificate of inspection. Let's break this down here. You have a 3 milliliter tank that is polypropylene. I would not suggest putting very harsh e-liquids in this because the information that I gathered wasn't exactly convincing that it was polypropylene. At best, I'll say that this is maybe a really high-grade polycarbonate tank. I have not tried fluid in it yet, and I'm not going to because I don't want to crack the tank. It comes with a 510 removable drip tip that is not a very bad looking drip tip. stainless steel. Now we'll talk about the tank here in just a minute. Now the mod itself, the mechanical mod, okay? The top cap does not come off. It is fit pressed in place. You have two air channels. You have one here and you have one over here. This is a 510 connection. Very short thread base here. You can stick pretty much any kind of 510 atomizer on this and it will work. This comes with a fixed switch. And what I mean by that is that it is a turnstile lockable. It does have a locking switch to it, as you can see there. It does have a pretty short throw to it too. It's not too long of a throw, but it is a spring type switch. This has a big piece of Delrin so that your battery doesn't accidentally misfire. Now, the spring, well, I'm not going to remove the spring, but the spring, needless to say, is pretty big, chunky, springy, and it has one of those locking cotter pins in place for the battery pin, and that's what holds the pin in place, is that little cotter pin. Very difficult to get back into place if you take it out. On the switch itself, they do have writing on there to where it's suggested that you can turn it off one way and turn it on the other way. There's nothing else to the switch, and they do not have anything on the bottom. Now, the mod itself. This is a non-adjustable 510 pin, and as you can see, it's got a chrome finish down there at the base of the connection. This is an 18350 style tube. You cannot fit any other battery in this. In order to get your mod to take a battery, even if it's a nipple top, okay, the 18350 style batteries is so short. Even though this is an 18350 tube, you have to have the safety fuse in order for it to work. Because if you don't have the safety fuse in place, you will not get it to fire because you'll have battery rattle. But the safety fuse takes and acts like a magnet barrier, to where you have a spacing in it to where it'll allow connection. The tank basically separates in two places. You can separate it at the bottom, and you can separate it at the top. That way you can easily clean every piece of the tank. Now, to fill up your 3 milliliter tank, you put the top cap back on it. You put your liquid in to the sides there. Don't get it down into the center post, because if you do, then you'll have a mess come out at this end here. And the atomizer that is in this is an evod style atomizer. It's a short stem, so you cannot put pro tank atomizers in this, but you can use evod style atomizers. Once you've filled up your liquid, you basically take the shaft, put it together like so, Then you put your drip tip back in place. There it goes. You put the safety fuse in first, then you put the battery in. You attach your locking switch. Then you attach your tank. And that completes the K103. Now we'll pan back out to regular view to see it in action. Okay, so there it is once again. Now, you might ask yourself, haven't we seen this before? Sort of. There is an RBA tank, a rebuildable atomizer tank called the Velvetina, that looks pretty similar to the top tank here. And then of course the bottom, the mechanical mod to the K103 kind of mimics the Caravella. Far from it though, you know, because we're talking about the difference being a bottom coil clearomizer and a mechanical mod. So yes, the Caravella is a mechanical mod, but the Caravella is a more high-end mod than part of the Kamry K103. So this may look like the Velvetina drip tank and the Caravella, but it is not. Most certainly isn't. However, for the Kamry K103, they did put out the first, in my opinion, the first bottom coil clearomizer type of hybrid on the market. Gets plenty of airflow, has plenty of good taste, has plenty of good vapor production. Now, the one thing I do suggest, if you happen to get one of these, rebuild your coil heads, okay? Putting a rebuilt coil head in this is going to help it drastically, because the coil heads that Kamry puts out, those have never been any good. The coil heads that I originally got was the X10 that I tested and tested and tested, and then I put out the review on the X10 saying, please do not buy the X10. It's a bad choice, because they didn't have any air channels on the bottom of their tank. Well, pretty much the same thing is going on here. There is no air channels. So it's like, well, then how does it get good airflow, right? Because they did improve on one thing. They made the holes bigger on the connection down here, on the connection, and they put air channels on the top of the mod. So they're kind of getting there, but they're doing things their way. Kamry's always been like that. They always beat to, I mean, they're always, how is the expression goes? They always beat their own drum. Or they always follow the beat of their own drum. Yeah, something like that. So, but I've always fancied a good bottom coil clearomizer, and being that they were the first ones to put out something like this, and it's pretty much a hybrid. you know, because the tank matches up with the mod, and it's a good vape. So plenty of taste, plenty of vape production. It's got a good packaging to it. So here again, where can you get this? Well, I know that there are vendors that do carry these, and I will help you out. I will put some links in the description box to where you can go and get these, because I mean it does make for a stealthy mod. You can put 3 mils of juice in it, so why not carry it with you all day? You know, rebuild the coil heads and have a bloody good vape. So that's really all I can say about the K103. I hope you enjoyed the review. Please subscribe to my YouTube, and as always, my peeps and peepettes, happy vaping.